following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
It's a new day. It's a new week. It's a new podcast. And here we are inside the SWBC podcast studio at the Star in Frisco. This is the new look, Mick Shots, with the newcomer.
Oh.
Because you're now back in Frisco.
I guess I am.
In California.
Yes.
Around, yeah.
Yeah.
Heckma Harrison has already put in his 3 miles today.
Yeah. They weren't talking about me about the new look. They were talking about you, man. You see that look, how he looked over here at me? Oh.
Welcome, Heckma. Right?
Yeah, we've been settled in for a long time here. You know,
I was here probably for the first, and we didn't really celebrate him coming onto the team. I think probably because I missed that Monday.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get the text message that day.
Everson, don't ever miss an opportunity to celebrate me, bro.
Everson, this is your opportunity.
Welcome.
He just did.
There you go.
He just kind of stepped in seamlessly, and I just didn't have to, I'm like,
It's going to be fun throughout the season.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's going to be more fun than Saturday night at AT&T Stadium, right?
You didn't have fun?
No, it was a blast.
Yeah, it was a blast.
It was a blast.
And I only heard because I've had a busy weekend.
Oh, come on.
You mean you didn't watch?
I wanted to hear from him. He was pissed. He was upset at me last week. Like, wait, dude, what do you do every day? Like, come on, man.
Let's fill him in.
Don't ask me that.
Let's fill him in on what happened.
Let's fill everybody in on what's happening this week because we're hitting the ground running this week.
Yes.
Okay. Team obviously back here, and you got a Brian Schottenheimer press conference at 1:00, right? 1:00 today.
Locker room at 11 or 12.
They don't care about locker room.
They don't care?
They can't go in the locker room.
Just trying to get my schedule.
But they can hear the Brian Schottenheimer press conference at 1:00. We've got 2 open practices as training camp continues inside the beautiful Ford Center at the Star in Frisco tomorrow night, 6:00, and Wednesday night at 6:00. One that will be televised, by the way. And we've got another preseason game on Friday night, 7:00 kickoff at AT&T Stadium against the Atlanta Falcons.
I didn't realize Wednesday night was going to be televised till last night at 11 o'clock.
Are you a part of the telecast?
Oh, that's right, I am.
Oh, God. Hey, man. Well,
So, Everson, you have an opportunity, free of charge, to go inside Ford Center and watch this team in person.
Well, yeah, but I'll be distracted, man. I'm pretty sure my daughter's going to be with me. I'll probably be bringing my niece, my nephew.
Oh, so you are coming?
Yes, but just to, enjoy.
You're not going to watch? You got to take notes?
Man, I got 2 little nephews running around. It's no telling, man. We'll see. I have a life, man. I have a full life. I'm sorry.
Do you have special seats?
I don't know. I have no idea. All I know
first
is
come, first serve
I'm
on
going
seating.
to be there. I'm going to be there with people in tow.
All right.
Good.
Very good. All right. So how about we go around the horn to kick things off and just what are your thoughts as you start this week?
I'll let these guys go first.
Oh, you can't.
Since I was there.
You can't let me go first.
Well, go ahead.
I don't know.
I don't want to have to correct you.
I didn't even see the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I have had a full weekend.
Heckma.
So I'll go first.
So, I guess you're up.
I'm trying to read your notes over. I'm trying to read your notes over, and I can't.
You can't.
Let me just forget that because I know you're about to unload this notepad over here.
He is a newcomer.
Yeah. But, look, watching the game, I think, obviously you can point to the bad. You can point to the bad, but there were also some guys, some backups that we were excited to see. We were definitely excited to see some of these wide receivers, the cornerbacks. Everson, I was watching those guys like a hawk because I wanted to see if you don't have a Diggs, if Bland is going to be in the nickel, what are some of these other guys going to look like? Look, it was 50-50 all game. You know, they made some good plays. Keemon Hall was picked on a little bit at first, and then he came up and made a big play. Booth, you know, they're playing a technique that's not advantageous to, you know, for the pressure and things like that. But then he made a play.
Pick six, Everson. We
Yeah,
had
it
a
was.
pick
I
six.
heard,
It is,
man.
you know, but
That I heard.
But it was inconsistent at best. I think when you look at that game in the trenches, that's where the biggest, I guess, gray area is, because you didn't see the guys take the mantle, and as far as the offensive line, run blocking. Just, you know, look, they didn't have a lot of success running the ball at all. But then the defensive line was where I was just like, oh my God. Same thing. You know, being pushed around. I want to mention that Isaiah brought this up on the broadcast about the combo blocks and just, you know, guys being pushed to the second level and offensive linemen being able to shed and get on the linebackers. We talked about that.
That's just like last
But then there were certain plays where you did see where our linebacker, Jack Sanborn, when you gave him time, he was able to shed and get right down in the hole and feel and make some tackles. So it was, like I said, it's preseason game. So you mix in some good and you mix in a whole lot of bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave a whole lot of meat on the bone for you, Mickey. This is something that you don't do. But I'm going to leave this meat on the bone for you, because the biggest question that I have has got to be...
It's not what you just said.
No. No. It's the backup quarterback. It's the quarterback position, because that was where, as I'm watching the game, I'm like, my God, you know, you got to be better than this at the backup quarterback. And there's certain throws, there's certain things that you got to be able to make. The timing has to be there. And I just didn't see it. And I don't want to pile on the guy for what everybody else has been saying about him. But I think when you came away from that game from Joe Milton, he left a lot to be desired at the position. And, you know, they've got to be thinking today, you know, we've got to find a way to be better at our number 2 quarterback.
Glad to see you guys came around.
I'm not getting grace right now.
No, I'm just saying. We talked about it last week.
We did.
You guys kind of disputed it. And I told you what I saw in training camp, and we saw more of it in the game. If you think about, he ended up throwing for, I think it was 122 yards.
Yes.
Joe Milton. He had 3 passes for 102 yards. All right, and they were all kind of deep type throws. But the throws you got to make to be successful in the NFL is a 17-yard out, a dig over the middle. You got to be able to hit the tight end down the hash. And for God's sakes, don't stand in the end zone on the second play or whatever it was of the game and get sacked when you just got to get rid of the ball, or at least recognize where the blitz is coming from.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any improvement from week to week, and they should be concerned. Now, if they're not concerned, then they're thinking, well, if Dak gets hurt, it doesn't matter. But it does matter, and you got to have somebody. See, that's why it skews everything when the quarterback doesn't play well. Then you look at the offensive line, and, you know, could have been better. They didn't run the ball well. But it all gets clouded over because the quarterback didn't function better than, I mean, maybe average. And I was just expecting a step forward, and we certainly didn't get that. And I just think they got to have eyes wide open when teams start cutting guys on August 26th.
Are you in the place, Mickey, with him where you're saying this is really a developmental player?
Yes.
This is a guy that you sit on the back of your depth chart, you let him play practice squad, you allow him to incubate, to get the best out of him at some point. Because right now, it doesn't, not only does he not look like he belongs, it's just certain things, like the easy routine things, when you talk about the digs, things like that, it just doesn't look like that's even in his wheelhouse.
He's Trey Lance at this point.
Well, and I thought when they traded for him, that's who he was replacing on the roster.
Exactly.
And so this thing that surprised me in the whole process has been the fact that they're giving him every opportunity to win the number 2 without, you got Will Greer here, but without bringing in even a 4th guy to, and so they've given him as many reps as they can give him. But that's what the resume says. The resume says, Trey Lance because of not necessarily his fault. I mean, he had an injury issue in college too. He didn't get as many snaps as what you would like coming into the league, and so when they're and the fact what they gave up for him was virtually nothing, which told you that his market around the league was not great. He was a 6th-round draft pick last year. Patriots moved up basically 50 spots in the draft from the 6th round to the 5th round to pick. That's what the Cowboys gave up in the draft this year in the trade, and so that's, in my opinion, that was what they were getting. And I fully expected another guy to be coming in here. Maybe Will Grier is that guy. I don't know. He hasn't gotten very many snaps in practice, and so I don't rush to judgment on what I see from Will Grier in these games because he hasn't gotten the reps in practice himself. But that's where they are, and that's where I fully. If they were going to take this route on it, this is where I'm not at all surprised they are where they are right now.
Yeah, and I don't think the criticism is at Joe Milton because he's not ready for this, and he was a 6th-round pick. So I don't know why when they traded for him, the whole universe out there was, whoa, they got their backup quarterback. They got a developmental quarterback, and let's see what he can do. And from first, it was like, well, he could be the 3rd guy. Yeah. And that's what Trey Lance now. And I think Trey Lance is playing better this preseason. I think I heard somebody say he looked
a little
good.
bit better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. Because the first game I said, he threw a touchdown pass. Well, yeah, but he averaged like 4 yards.
But Trey Lance is now further along.
But he is. That's what I'm saying.
Because he's gotten opportunity. He's been in the NFL, 4 years now or whatever it is?
Yeah.
And so he's been in systems, and he has gotten some time in preseason games. And
that's the unfair. And really, I think it's not an apples to apples comparison between them, especially where Trey Lance was drafted. In comparison to where Joe Milton was. And look, I look at Joe Milton and I look at his freakish abilities. He's 6'5", 240, kid can run, has a cannon for an arm.
Backwards flips.
He can do a backwards flip.
Yeah.
I've never done that in my life. I've shopped at Husky Town my whole life, so I don't know how to do that.
I did it on a trampoline.
Right? So it's never happened for me, so I'm jealous of that. But he's one of those athletes that you look at all of his intangibles and you're like, good God, this kid can absolutely be something. He reminds me, when I think about him and other athletes where I've always said, man, I wish we could get a little bit more out of him. Michael Finley, one of my favorite Mavericks, a guy can get downhill, he could slasher, all of those things in his prime, but he couldn't hit the midi. Couldn't hit the jump shot, like he could, just not with consistency. I look at Joe Milton's game kind of on that same plane as just basically saying he's a guy that has all these freak athletic talents, but just the routine things he cannot do. And those are the things that you desire so much from him. And that's why I asked the question about either in other people's minds, and you go on social media, it's like, let's cut bait, let's be done with him, let's be done. And it's like, well, you got to at least give a kid like this an opportunity to at least grow into the position. And I hope that the Cowboys have patience with him like that.
And that's what we were trying to talk about when you were at camp. We heard so much about this guy, about his potential. He's got a lack of experience. Okay, let's give him a few more practices. Let's give him another game. That's where I was coming from. As far as I was concerned, we still talked about how the fact that he can't hit a dig route, and he hasn't hit one yet. I didn't see the game the other day, but it sounds like it's the same thing, And so all I see in my mind is, and I've seen these quarterbacks before, they can't hit the basic routes that you need to hit to keep a drive going. There's always under a scramble situation, then that's when he shows his athletic ability. Those are the more inconsistent things that comes from any quarterback that hasn't been coached well. He hasn't been coached, to me. He hasn't been coached well at all. He's been here all training camp, and all I've seen is him being the second guy. I think even I could develop to say, okay, I know when to hit that dig route now. I know what they're trying to do when we clear out this side, bring this guy across. I know where I need to throw the ball. I'm a DB, and I know that. Okay. He's a quarterback, and he should know these basics. That's where the disappointment comes.
Okay, Everson, I just gave you. I called up the all-22 on the safety.
Yeah.
And y'all can talk about the safety while Everson takes a look at this to see he's Okay, I may have to go up and back it up for you.
This is when he's in the end zone.
in the end zone. On
Yeah.
the safety.
Oh, damn.
You see, Jonathan Mingo is a wide receiver to the left. He ran the slant. He ran the slant.
I saw it.
And he's wide open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's
looking to the guy to the outside.
And Miles Sanders comes out of the backfield, and and so
he's looking to the outside.
So there. You know how to back that up?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And I think you pointed out, same thing happened to Anthony Richardson from
the week before. He's looking left, and David
just didn't
Cabo
see it. And those are danger zones. And I think what Mickey was talking about, you would like to have a quarterback at this stage of his career at least be able to read where the pressure is coming from. You know where the open man is. And you should be able to read that too. Is right.
The offensive linemen, they each got their guy. Right?
And opened up the lane.
And it's split between them.
Yeah.
So now either the running back's got to pick them up or the quarterback has to.
I guess there's a and the other thing on Mingo's slant, the safety, I think, was Starks. He had his back turned. He was pressing, and he had his back turned to Mingo. So it wasn't like he was about to light up Mingo.
Right.
I mean, so Mingo was open on that. Now, there is possibility that Milton's vision was blocked by a lineman or something. Although he is tall, he can see over linemen. But it's possible he didn't see it because his vision was blocked on it. But as Everson pointed out, it looked like that the other option out there was just throw it out to either throw it away when it's not there. You have the presence of mind knowing that you're in the end zone. You can't take time, but you have Miles Sanders out there in the flat as well.
Well, it sort of reminds me, or maybe this is what it should be. Tony Romo needed 3 or 4 years before he became Tony Romo.
Okay.
And when he first got there, I remember watching him in training camp. I wouldn't have given you a wooden nickel for Tony Romo because he couldn't. He was so inaccurate. His footwork was so bad.
He knew where to go.
But look, if Quincy Carter doesn't get cut in 2004, Romo's out.
Yeah.
Because he's the fourth guy. But they stuck with him, developed him. So the criticism is not so much on Milton as if the Cowboys are going to depend on him to fill that spot.
That's it right there.
You're kind of going, ooh.
He could have gone somewhere with that. With that little slant route, he could have gone somewhere because the safety's back is to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a split.
And that's his hot read, and you could tell he's already turned that way. He just didn't deliver.
Which, by the way, his best pass was the deep one to Mingo, right? Yeah. Third quarter.
Yeah.
Next pass was to Mingo in the end zone.
Yeah.
He missed him. And I hate to tell you, but Mingo's got a PCL problem in his knee. So we'll see where that turns out.
Yeah, that's look, not ideal. But he was battling. I mean, Mingo is it's a crowded room for that fourth. I'm calling it the fourth wide receiver position because I think Ferguson is naturally your third wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Or Turpin. Beware of Devontae Turpin.
You're standing. There's a lot of stock being bought on that side over there, boy.
He loves Turpin.
Yeah, he does.
He loves some Turpin.
Yeah, he does.
That's his boy.
I like speed, and I like a guy that can catch the ball. And he's done a really good job in training camp.
So he's even improved from last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest improvement is he understands the wide receiver position better or what they're trying to establish.
Right.
That's why they're leaning on him because he's handling it better and not just a gimmick player out there that you throw a screen to or jet sweep or end around, whatever. He's running routes and he's catching the ball. You haven't seen him play, have you?
No.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Well, I haven't seen any of the other guys either take, from whether it be Tolbert, any of the other guys behind them on the wide receiver depth chart, kind of take the reins and say, look, I'm that guy. You can depend on me as well. So
that's what I was looking forward to watching if I would have watched the game. And I was going to ask you guys about it.
Hey, ask us about us when we come back.
All right.
Okay. Okay. We're talking wide receivers, and how concerned should players be if they are projected as starters and they're still playing in the second half of these preseason games when we come back?
What are you talking about?
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer, the originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area. Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
The boys are back. See your Dallas Cowboys up close at training camp August 19th and 20th at the Star in Frisco. Enjoy open practices, fan fun, and more. Admission is free. Learn more at dallascowboys.com/training camp.
Perfectly done by Everson Walls.
Of course.
Thank goodness.
Let me see that Cheesecake Factory menu you got over there. The one at the bottom. Let me see the one at the bottom. I just wanted to marvel at that thing.
These are my flip cards for the game, which is all handwritten.
Awesome.
Okay.
That is amazing, Bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to look at the breakfast menu.
Yeah, that's is that.
On the back, I've got stats from the game. I've got all the wide receiver stats if you'd like to
Let's
hear
go.
them.
Let's do that then.
Let's
That's
go.
what we're talking about.
I don't really want to read off there's
that
nothing.
bad?
There's nothing to write home about with the wide receiver stats. How much of that is the quarterback? How much of that is the wide receivers?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you hit on it a second ago. Let's hit on it now, Everson. Tee us up on these wide receivers.
Well, my thing is I want to see, of course, there's not going to be a team project here. We're looking at right now seeing if they have individuals out there that can show some promise. We know who our starters are going to be pretty much in regards to wide receivers, but when you're talking about guys that are going to be developed, I want to know who's coming out there, who's the surprise, besides Turpin, because I know that's your boy. I'm just talking about, I was going to be talking about Miko. Was that his name? Mingo. Mingo's down. Anyone else? Tolbert. Has Tolbert come up and showed us anything to where you can say, you know what? This guy has improved. He's gotten a lot better. He's going to get a lot more touches.
Jalen Tolbert in the first game against the Rams had 2 targets, 1 reception for -1 yard. And against the Ravens, he had 1 target, 1 reception, 2 yards.
No.
Let me be more clear.
So you should rephrase the question.
I'm talking about in practice.
That's right.
Because the game
Exactly.
I mean in training camp.
He has been good in practice. Not great. He's not a starter, right? But as
Did you like him better receiver, in practice last year than this year?
See, because you still sound the same. That's what he was last year.
I really liked him
more
at camp last year.
Yes.
Yes. But he was getting so many opportunities because CD wasn't there. And
exactly.
Now
so sometimes it's opportunities too. But again, I think the third receiver is a rotation of Turpin, Tolbert, and Mingo, providing that knee is not going to derail him. And it's like, what are you trying to accomplish with the third receiver on this play? or this situation. And I think those three guys will fit in there.
And let me throw this out there on Mingo, because this enters into the equation here, especially when you consider they've got him for 2 years. He's not in his contract year, and they gave up something for him last year in a trade. All right, if it is a PCL injury, and let's say we're talking 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, okay, a week from tomorrow is cut down day in the NFL. So they've got to make a decision where if he is going to go on in-season IR, he has to be on the 53-man roster next Tuesday. You can't put him – if you put him on IR before Tuesday, he's out for the year, okay? So he's got to be on that 53. That affects the whole equation on the wide receivers and which ones you're keeping and which ones you're risking trying to get them back. Okay, because Mingo, let's say, okay, he's on the 53, and the plan is the next day you're going to put him on injured reserve, where he's got to sit out the first 4 weeks of the season at least. Then, all right, there's one wide receiver that's taking up a roster spot, and you don't have him the first month of the season at least.
No, that's the difficulty about slimming that down in that whole position room. And you bring in a George Pickens that kind of makes it difficult for a guy like Jalen Tolbert that last year had that opportunity to be the wide receiver too. I'm looking at guys like Jalen Cropper on Saturday, had some opportunities, dropped probably one of the balls that you get on to Joe Milton, but he makes a pass to Cropper that he just alligator arms, bad drop.
That's when the safety was staring him, was bearing down.
Yeah, he was going to take a shot. He was going to sacrifice himself, but he thought better of it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think he has that luxury, man, to think better of it.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
But he made a business decision. He pulled them things back in.
You got to bring it in. You got to bring it in.
Safety was flashing.
Cropper last year would have been all Oxnard. And then when the games started, it's like, well, where'd that guy go?
Right.
And it's kind of seeing the same thing. I think of all those young guys, maybe Flanoy has taken a step up.
Oh, okay.
He's showing that he was here last year. And in practice, I think he repeatedly showed that he can do something. Now, in the game, he had 3 targets, 2 catches, 27 yards. But I think that he, ahead of maybe Jalen Brooks, has taken that next step. Tolbert is still, to me, Tolbert.
What does that mean?
I think he's a third receiver. I'm not saying the third receiver has to go in the slot. He's kind of a backup. Now, think about this.
Okay.
Say you don't have Mingo. I don't know, a couple weeks, right? One of the top 2 guys gets hurt. Who's stepping in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's take glass off a button for Jalen Tolbert.
And that's, and there's, that's maybe where Tolbert fits in from an experience standpoint. But Flanoy is showing something, and I know he was only a, 6th round draft choice, I believe.
Only Joe Milton was a 6th-round draft pick.
That's what I said about
Walls was undrafted, so let's get off the whole.
No one thought a lot.
Get off all of that
right?
stuff,
yeah.
man.
Okay.
But I think I'm just trying to figure out, because with Tolbert, I want more. I want so much more.
Is that wrong to even ask that? It's like when you do that, it's like people are like, oh, he is what he is. He's just like, I want more.
But that's what he said. He said Tolbert is Tolbert. And I'm like, that's why I want to know what that means, because to me, it means barely a number 3. It means barely a number 3. And you're not exhibiting that he has shown anything more this year than he showed last year.
But he led the team in touchdowns last year.
I know, and I know, but
I know it was only 7.
Yeah,
which, by the way, that's what happens even when you have a good backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Cooper Rush ended up starting.
I just wish, for some reason, I just wish Tolbert was taller. I wish he was bigger. I wish he was meaner. I wish so many things about him, because you can see something. But you also, I am begging to see something that may not be there at all and may not ever be there.
Well, let's see when
see.
Dak's throwing.
Let's see.
Well, we're putting all of our eggs in the Cavante Turpin basket, and we can't because to me that's what he was. He was the gadget guy. He was the double reverse. Any of those things. But man, if he can be that guy that proverbial take the top off guy.
Not just take the top off. I'm telling you, he's running routes. He's not just running.
I'm listening to
routes,
you, Spaz.
right?
I'm
He's
listening to
catching
you.
the ball over the middle, 20 yards down the field, 15
Mick,
yards.
I want to see this.
I am over here with a tambourine right now. Okay? All right, do you understand that I want to see what you're saying?
Right.
I don't want him to just be a gadget guy.
Well, we saw it. We saw it in training camp, and we saw it. He hasn't got a chance to play, right?
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
What? Wait until the fourth.
Well, I tell you what. I tell you what. This third preseason game, it better be amazing. I mean, because we got to come out and we have to.
Hey, at least
we have to exhibit
They
something.
scored 13 points. How many points did Buffalo score last night?
I get that.
By the way,
but here's the thing.
7 of those points were on a pick 6.
yes, I know, but they had 0.
Hey, Buffalo just came from doing well last year.
I know.
I'm hoping that you know what I'm saying. The comparison there. I hope that we could be that have that kind of luxury.
But the head coach was mad last night.
I'm
after
hoping
the game.
Show me
He
something.
should be.
They
Because
scored
once again,
0.
we got one more preseason game.
Well, don't think they're going to throw a bunch of starters out there at this point.
But they are going to put some out there, right?
Oh, I don't know. I was hoping they played all 5 offensive linemen. They did.
One starter will play on defense. Defensive tackle.
Mozzie Smith. Oh, absolutely. He should. He should get a lot of reps.
Thank you, Bill.
A ton of reps.
He got 28
he got reps
snaps.
into the second half on
How did
Saturday
he do?
night.
Do we need to come back and talk about that?
That's a great
That's
idea.
a tease.
No. Here's what we need to come back and talk about.
Okay.
The cornerback position.
All right.
Okay, we're turning our attention to defense when we come back on milk shots.
Milk shots.
Let's take some milk shots, baby. Let's do it. It's a Monday morning.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here. As the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys, you know I take cookware seriously, especially when it comes to America's team. So when the Cowboys are away, I'm putting my Yeti cast iron skillets to work to make my game day favorites for friends and family. I'm talking chicken fried steak, skillet queso, and peach cobbler. And just like the Cowboys are forever, so are these heirloom cast iron skillets. Check out the full line of skillets on Yeti.com or at a Yeti store near you.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Back to Mick Shots.
Cowboys Nation, the 2025 Dallas Cowboys schedule is officially here and limited tickets are available now. Get ready to bring the noise as you watch your Cowboys live at AT&T Stadium when they host the NFC East rival Eagles, Giants, and Commanders. plus the Packers, Chiefs, Chargers, Vikings, and Cardinals. Visit DallasCowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com, the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Let me clear one thing up. Producer Supreme, I want to give him credit for reminding me, and just to clear it up, it doesn't really affect things as far as Jonathan Mingo is concerned because of the number of players that the Cowboys have on either injured reserve or NFI right now. The cutdown day a week from tomorrow, teams now can designate 2 players that can return. You can have them on IR, but they can be designated to return so they don't count against the 53. Where it doesn't affect the Jonathan Mingo situation, how many guys are you got Trayvon Diggs who would apply on that right now. You've got Savone Revel.
You want me to give you the whole list?
And Josh Butler
that aren't available.
Yeah, and so
don't forget Kalen Carson.
Kalen Carson right now. But those guys, Kalen Carson is on the active roster right now.
Right.
I'm talking about the ones that are on either IR or NFI. 2 of those players who do not appear to be ready to go by Philadelphia, or when the cutdown day comes, 2 of those guys can be designated as return guys. So they're going to have to make a decision. All these injured players, someone either is going to be occupying a spot, taking up a roster spot, or
for 24 hours.
Go for 24 hours. Yeah,
right. Thank you, Christopher. Appreciate that, buddy.
So we're talking defense now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we got 9 minutes to talk defensive tackle and cornerback. Where would you like to start?
Ghost bags.
Cornerback.
Okay.
Here's my list. These 4 guys would be on the 53-man roster, right? Diggs, Butler, Revel, and Carson. None of those guys practiced last week. I don't know if they practice this week. So at cornerback, when you're looking at the depth, and you saw it out there, Booth, Pride, McQuamu, Childress, Hall. These guys might not even made the team, and they may have to start on September 4th. 2 of them. So basically, you've got Deron Bland, Kaiir Elam, and he hasn't played, so that tells you what they think of him.
There you go.
Right?
But Elam played.
Elam? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Started on Saturday night.
He did. But he didn't play.
There was 20 snaps or something.
20,
like that.
maybe.
Something. 12, maybe.
First couple series.
Yeah.
So that, to me, is a concern. He played 17 snaps.
There you go.
Let me just say this.
Probably 2 series.
I feel like of those names that you just said, there's only one player that I like, to me, that's serviceable from seeing him in preseason.
The second group.
Second group, yes, the second group, and that's number 48, Childress.
Childress.
Yeah.
Yes.
To me, he embodies like everything that Coach Schottenheimer has come to the podium to talk about. In the preseason, 48 is the only guy that I'm like, well, that's what he's talking about right there. As far
Kentucky.
Yes, Kentucky started
as far as
Texas
physicality, his ability to be versatile, the way that they use him, and so I mean,
made a nice play
second game. He was good because the first
made,
game
made
I
a
saw.
nice play in the end zone on the.
So second game he's still
consistently. He's consistently doing those things.
Run support.
See, that's the stuff I'm talking about. Finding a guy
that's
like
why
that.
I love him.
Yeah.
So and he started in the slot.
Okay.
In the game.
Yep, he did.
Got 29 snaps. So if he can do that, then Bland can just not have to do 2 things. He can just be outside Elam and then Childress.
So would you say that with the way things are right now, without any additions at the cornerback position, that 2 weeks from Thursday when they go to Philadelphia, the 3 corners are Bland, Elam, and Childress in the slot, or is it Keemon Hall?
As we speak now, because I think both of the guys that were out there rehabbing when you walked in, it was Diggs and I believe it was Butler. Okay, and Butler doesn't have a heck of a lot of experience. Revel hasn't played in a game yet. My guess with him is he would be in one of those 2 guys that you mentioned because he's on non-football injury. So they could put him on, keep him on for at least four 4 weeks, right? Carson, he just can't stay healthy. You may have to carry him and be one of the inactives. And then Diggs is the big question mark. Can he get out there in time?
Well, what's the word from the Cowboys?
Yeah,
From what I hear, conditioning.
Conditioning.
Oh,
He's
that's
not
it?
ready to play.
Man, you can't be that out of shape. You're that out of shape to where if it comes time to play, we've got what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
We got 2 weeks.
Maybe
2 weeks. We can 2 weeks.
But he hasn't had pads on since December, maybe. He got hurt and they took him out, right? He ended up.
Here's my question.
Going on
so
IR.
The injury is repaired.
Is getting there. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so he's like 95% well.
How about 85?
Oh, okay.
And the thing that keeps coming back is he didn't train here, right? They've only had him, a month?
Yeah.
But wherever he was still
rehabbing.
Yeah, but you know how guys do when they're somebody else is training them? If I'm paying you to train me, I call you on Monday and say, I don't feel like I be here. And the guy goes, well, okay, you're the boss. Here, call Britt Brown and tell him you're not coming in today because you don't feel like it.
I have a hard time believing that when it comes down to a professional athlete.
This is what I'm talking about.
And I know the expectation, and I know there's a lot of things clouded around Trayvon Diggs that are not good as far as decision making is concerned. But I think the guy loves football.
Yes.
And I don't think
and he wants to get better.
And I just don't think he would take a shortcut like that. Maybe he wasn't in the building, cost him $500,000, $250,000, whatever it was, more than what I would. But
I hope so.
Whatever it was.
Otherwise, I'm going to talk to Nikki. Okay?
But don't you talk to her about that. But I do know that if to say it's conditioning, it's like a slap in the face to a guy that got a contract, that's been one of the guys around here that Everson Walls has sat down one-on-one to talk about him setting records or doing things like that. Why wouldn't he want to push himself to be there?
That's that. It's got to be more than conditioning. Yeah. That's why I'm asking. Let's go to the injury.
Come on, Spags. You know something. You're not telling us. Give me this thing.
I just told you. Right?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's more.
And then again, you got to be ready to play football.
Yeah.
You got to put pads on. I don't think the week before the game with 2 practices, one in pads, and you go, okay, go play.
Then now I want to talk to you about Micah. Now, never mind. We're going to talk about
same thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Right? You think he's out there busting his butt? He's doing some stuff.
If they're comparing Michael Parsons to, say, LT.
Yeah.
I played in 1990. LT didn't come to training camp. First time he got on the field was against Philadelphia.
And he probably had 5 sacks.
Yeah, only 3.
Oh, only 3.
only 3. And he helped me get my first interception there. So, I could see Parsons, as we're going to kind of go off the rail, I could see Parsons still being ready without being in uniform. And to me, Diggs is a damn good player.
Let me put it this way.
If I'm Diggs, I believe myself, if I'm been working out all this time trying to get my knee right, that's part of also conditioning because I'm still working trying to get my knee right. That's conditioning. If you put me in pass first game, I'm going out there trying to ball, man.
Well, sure you will.
Yeah.
But what if you get hurt?
I wouldn't be thinking about that.
But what if?
There's no what if.
From my standpoint, if I'm taking care of the salary cap and I send you out there and the first game you're back with me because you got hurt.
I would not look forward to that.
Well, no, but that's what the team has to think. It's like this isn't Michael Irvin in '92 when he signed on Thursday and played Monday Night Football. It's a wide receiver. This is somebody that's going to be in the muck in the middle. What if he gets hurt because he's not ready to play football? I'm not saying total conditioning, but you got to at least acclimate to put pads on.
And we're talking about Micah, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's working out in the morning. I've seen it. All right. And but then there was this back thing that came up, and I made
that's
him
called
show-
pay me.
I said he needs a dollar sign. Price.
A dollar sign.
Bill, you want to talk about the defensive tackle
Defense
before
tackle.
we get out of here?
Yeah. Defense tackle.
Because you tell
what
me
are you
you
thinking?
saw him, you please.
Well, I mean, just the fact that Mozzie's still playing in the second half tells you that they've got some questions about Bauer, that he needs the work, or they're waiting for him to make
He
plays.
needs the work. I know that, but he needs the work.
And so, but I mean, we can look at all these preseason games and say, okay, these are backups out there. Well, at that one defensive tackle position, that's a projected starter that's playing, and Jay Toya as well, the rookie who's supposed to be in the rotation there. Well, those are projected starters that are playing in the second half of these games, and Toya's not projected starter, but he's a projected rotation guy.
Might not be a starter.
Yeah, but Mozzie started 17 games last year.
I know,
and so that's a position of concern. Definitely.
So how did he play in this last game?
Okay, well, statistically, had one assisted tackle in 28 snaps.
Here's one thing I know about football. Football has a rhythm to it. And when you are in tune with that rhythm, then you're going to, first of all, you won't get injured. You will have control of whatever's going on, and you'll be in position, wherever the ball is, you'll be in position to make a play in some kind of way. I haven't seen that from Mozzie. I haven't seen him look comfortable to where I take on the block, I'm where I'm supposed to be, I shed him, nothing's coming in here. When you have the rhythm of the game, then you're not going to be overwhelmed here to where now the rhythm is off. You're going to be blocked this way when you need to be over here. Now you're trying to get there. You're cutting this guy off. That's the rhythm of the game that you have to be in tune with. That's when you know you're ready. You can see it from players. You can see it from them on the field, whether it's a defensive back knowing when to cut, being under the wide receiver, being in position to force on a running play, all of that. I just don't see any of that rhythm coming from Nazi. He looks uncomfortable, at least the last time I saw him. He looked uncomfortable on every play.
And I know we got to go, but I'm going to give you one example. Bill and Isaiah had it in the game when Sanborn made that tackle. He had the rhythm. He was watching, and then there was the hole, and he fired right.
Just like a running back. Like a running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking.
That's what I'm talking about.
They diagrammed it. You had it on the broadcast, and it was so. And I'm not comparing them, but it was Sean Lee-ish.
Yeah,
he
used his instincts. He used his
there's
instincts.
The ball.
Yeah,
and
but also
another linebacker Eberflus coached.
Yeah, and it was also the guys up front doing what they're supposed to do, so that there was an opening there because everybody took on their blocks, right?
And I can't wait seeing what Kenneth Murray's going to do in this defense once the regular season game starts. All right, as we close. Let me just confess what an idiot I am.
Okay.
On that whole injured reserve stuff. I need some sleep because, I mean, we all know, okay, they're on PUP. And so you have players that are on PUP at the cut-down date. They've got 4 weeks to come back. So I'm sitting here saying, oh, they're on injured reserve. I'm an idiot. Okay.
You never get that wrong, bro.
So you have the two. If you and they're on PUP but if they practice, then they have to come off, and so they don't qualify for this. But if they're on PUP from the start of training camp,
or NFI.
they can be, or NFI, which is in the case of Revel. So those guys would not apply to the injured reserve designated to return. So you do have some slots there for a Mingo.
All is forgiven, Bill. Yeah, we'll be back.
What
on
an
Wednesday.
idiot! What a fool!
But the other guys, they have to be on the 53 24 hours before you can put them on the IR return.
Right. So how about we do it again on Wednesday at 9 a.m.?
Oh, we'll have a practice to talk about.
All right.
Yes.
Very good. All right. See you then.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club. How about this, Cowboys?